official. Mr. Topflyght in the house.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Thank you so much for coming here today. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, man. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate you asking. Man.
So, you've been doing a lot. You've been doing a lot of music videos. What inspired the music video career?
Well, my inspiration, man, honestly, was just being broke and not wanting to work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I was DJing and promoting, and here in Cumberland, it's not a lot of creatives. You know what I'm saying? So I was DJing and promoting. We had a bar that I was doing marketing for and DJing for downtown, 22 North Mechanic Street. It was called Bugatti's. And we wanted to do a promo video to like showcase the club, and the guy who was supposed to shoot it for us, he was being extremely stingy with his camera. You know what I'm saying? So a friend of mine that I grew up with, he happened to be out here doing whatever he was doing, and he offered to buy me a camera. And my brother shoots videos in Atlanta, and he does a lot of film work. So I had him, I got to see him do certain stuff, see how it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one thing to think about it, but it's another thing to see somebody that you know doing it. You know what I'm saying? So he was really a big inspiration, and then the need for the camera, and then nobody else was shooting videos out here. So I'm like, shit, I might as well add this to the portfolio.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna run back here and turn off this air conditioner real quick because it's putting up a lot of noise in here. So I'm gonna go grab that real quick. I'm so sorry.
Get a lighter too, though. You got a lighter?
Yeah, there you go.
My man.
Yeah, I was gonna say something after Jerris was done talking, but
Yeah, that'll sound so much better. I just heard that static in the background and couldn't really hear that well. It'll probably sound similar.
it's much
Oh yeah, that's much better, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves think now. So you started off almost out of just a necessity of having to have video work done. That's video work seems like some of the most important work. I mean, that kind of, when did video work eclipse photography?
You said when did it?
Yeah.
As far as I go, or just like
Either,
in general?
Either one.
Honestly, I don't think it eclipsed it. I think that photos are still really big, but video did get bigger, in my opinion, within definitely the last year or two, with reels coming out. You know what I'm saying? When the reels hit Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, that really created a demand for video. But for me, man, I just went straight for the videography. Now I'm at the point where I'm trying to do more photography as well. You know, I don't really promote myself as a photographer, but I am starting to love photography a lot more, shooting and editing pictures. You know what I'm saying?
So what type of photography is it that you're doing?
Right now,
Like portraits?
well, right now when I go to shoot a video, I give all my clients free shoot. You know what I'm saying? We while we're in the middle of shooting a video, I give them, man, I bless the artist. You know, just in case, you know what I mean.
Hey, I've had work done by Mr. Topflyght, so he does an amazing job. It's like he's a magician.
I appreciate it. But now what I'm saying is a lot of videographers, they'll charge you extra for photos. You know what I'm saying? I recently, for the past year, I've been giving out at least 7 to 10 photos, edited photos, along with your video free of cost. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm on set, I'll catch them doing some candid shots or other shots, you know what I'm saying, just to give them something to walk with. You know, content is very important to a lot of these artists. They want as much content as they can get. And I feel like I just want to give as much value, bring as much value to the artists as I can bring to them. Not just go shoot their video and get money and go home. I want to leave them with something that they're going to have forever, man. They're going to have these pictures forever. Normally, and my clients can attest to this, most of the time, 99% of the time, they'll get their pictures back that night. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be in Hagerstown, I'll shoot a video, and I'll rush home and I'll start editing before I go to sleep. And they'll get their pictures that night or the next morning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a very fast game. The internet, the Instagram, artists. You know what I mean? It's about, getting it done quickly. You know what I mean?
You snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose. And I know how much they appreciate it. I know like, you go take pictures somewhere, you don't want to wait 3 weeks to get your stuff back. You know what I mean? Like, you in the anticipation, you want something now. So I like to do that for artists, man.
It's nice for them to have something to post right away too, because they'll be excited about it. They'll be, I just got this new music video in progress. They can start promoting that.
Absolutely, I'm dropping ashes all good.
It's been a while since you smoked a cigar, so that's fine.
No, that's the point though. I want like I said, I want them to feel. As soon as I leave, man, I want them. After we shoot, I want them to have something in their hand that night or the next morning. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's nice too to have for them to have something. Because for me with the murals too, like because sometimes whenever we ask for a deposit, they'll be like, what do I get in return before the design gets back? So that's kind of like, we want to try to have that design back as quick as possible, because it feels like you paid money for something, but you don't have anything to show, and then there may be a buyer's remorse before the product comes back.
Mm-hmm. That's true too.
Yeah. So is there a certain style how would you describe your music video style?
With the videos?
Yeah, how would you describe the video style?
Honestly, well, off the top of my head, I would definitely say cinematic with effects. I know in the hip hop world, the effects are really a big thing. So I like to mix the two. You're gonna get the good angles as well as the effects. A lot of videographers that I've seen, they can only do one thing. They can only do the cinematic thing, and they'll send it off to the effects editor to edit the effects. You know what I'm saying? So I like to give both. I do my own effects. Takes a long time, but I do it. You know what I'm saying?
So with that cinematic look, were you inspired by movies or a particular director or anybody?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Kid Art. I don't know, man, look him up, man. Kid Art. He's done a lot of videos, man. He just did Diddy. He just did Diddy's last video. Definitely Kid Art. Benny Flash from Florida. He was very influential early on with the effects and the cinematics. The list goes on, but movies, yeah, definitely. I'm getting more into movies recently, as far as trying to incorporate certain looks, certain treatments from movies. You know what I'm saying? Because after a while, it can get real redundant. Just shooting somebody that's just rapping. I want to do something a little different, man.
So, have you seen any good movies recently that you got an idea for a music video from?
I don't have much time. I don't remember the last. Matter of fact, I might be on IG or something. I might be scrolling through, and I'll see something that I'm like, oh, okay, we need to reenact that. And I don't even remember what. It was something recently. It slipped my mind, but absolutely, man. I see certain things, man. I want a certain look that I might want to try to pull off, you know what I'm saying? But very rarely do I get to get real creative the way I want to, because a lot of my stuff is run and gun. A lot of my stuff is pull up. We on the block, we in the alley, wherever we at. Most of it, majority, but there are times where I can get creative and we have resources, we have a budget that we can take advantage of and do bigger things. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot you can do with no budget.
Yeah. So if budget were no issue, what's the ideal music video for you?
If budget was no, man, that's a very broad question, but
Like
it would definitely be some, and I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, but it'd definitely be some attractive women. You know what I'm saying? Because I just,
shit.
man, I just feel like that definitely it does something for the video. You know what I'm saying? It does something for when you see attractive women in a nice location, maybe with some cars or something like that, and maybe a storyline with it. So yeah, it's a lot of things we can do with, if money was no issue. You know what I'm saying?
Probably like costume design, clothes,
Costume
fashion.
I mean, yeah, drone action. I mean, I got drones. I'm talking about like aerial shots and, you know what I mean? Just location that matters. Like location makes breaks the video, in my opinion.
You've been to a lot of locations.
Yeah. I have. I ride through. I'm talking about. I ride through Virginia. I ride through Maryland. I ride through Morgantown. I ride through certain areas. I'm like, dog, I've shot here. I've shot over there. I've shot over there. Like literally, I can go majority of Western Maryland. I can ride through. I'm like, oh, I shot over there. Oh, I know that neighborhood. You know what I
Every
mean?
corner of the neighborhood.
Yeah, man. Like, you know what I mean? Or because when I go to these places, I'll scout locations. So I'll get there 2 hours early, and I'll just ride around and scout locations. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very familiar with all the areas because I've done a lot of scouting and shooting. So yeah, a lot of locations, man. Not enough, but not as many as I like because I want to touch more territory, man, and more areas. But so far, I have touched a lot of areas.
What's some locations you want to go to you haven't been yet?
Good question. The desert. I wanted to shoot a scene in the desert very bad. I know it's kind of cliche. A lot of people shot in the desert, but I haven't. You know what I'm saying? So I was supposed to do it like 2 years ago, but we ended up just shooting in LA, around LA. But I wanted to get to that desert. I think the desert was about 2 hours away. The closest I got to it was Calabasas that had like a deserty look. You know what I'm saying? But I want to shoot in the desert, absolutely.
The desert's a beautiful place. We lived out in Reno for a summer one time,
Okay.
and the mountains were just amazing. But the crazy thing is, so like living in the city, it tricks you into thinking that you're around places, that you're somewhere. But once you get out of the city, there's nothing around for 4 hours in every direction, just wilderness. And so it really makes you feel small in comparison to nature to go out and just see these massive mountains. You get up over that one, and it's just more mountains that go on for forever.
Right.
Reminds me of White Iverson.
Okay,
With Post Malone.
I love that video, dog.
Yeah,
I love that video.
It's simple. It's straight to the point. A car out in the desert.
Yeah,
It's done well though.
No, that was dope.
That was the one where he blew up, right? Or was there ones before that?
I think there was some fire in that video, if I'm not mistaken.
What's some other videos that they did in the desert? Kanye did the one in the desert, but it was all black and white. The one with the girl dancing and they had the strobe lights. What was the one that they did with that? They also had a car in the desert.
Oh, you talking about when the girl put the dude in a trunk?
No, it was Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That one was one. That was shot like in black and white, I think, right? Or
I don't know if that was or not. I don't know.
but yeah, the desert makes a great backdrop.
No, it does. I definitely want to do something there.
What's some of your favorite locations you've been to?
Man, always Miami. I'm just a Miami groupie, dog. Like I told my girl, I'm like, dog, when I die, I want you to cremate me and spread my ashes around South Beach. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm serious, dog. Like, you know, a lot of people, they're like, oh, forget Miami. You know, go out of the country. I'm like, dog, I don't want to fly that long. I don't want to be on a plane for 10 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 hours, I'm right there in the heat. You know what I'm saying? On the beach. So yeah, South Beach is one of my favorite. Anywhere with a good scenery, good resources, good vibe. You know what I'm saying?
What do you love about Miami?
Oh man, I love the tropical weather. Number one. I love the here we go. And I was telling my girl this not long ago. I don't know if it's because, you know, as they say, a lot of Miami was built off of drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a drug dealer. I don't condone drug dealing. But just the fact that people with nothing came there and they hustled and they worked hard, however they worked. and they built, it's just a lot of perseverance and a lot of the come up. You know what I'm saying? Like just to know a lot of this was built by people who did not go to college, that were just hungry and wanted more. You know what I'm saying? So that vibe is there. You know what I'm saying? And then the money aspect, not as far as like physical money, but just being around the plush. It's just real plush. You know what I'm saying? The hotels is plush. It's good service.
Luxurious.
It's luxurious. You know what I'm saying? The service. I love the beach. The beach is great. And you know, when I go typically, man, on vacation, whenever I get to vacation, me and my girl, we just sit by the pool, man, and just eat fruit all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but you'll see celebrity. It's cool to see the celebrity. I'm not a big groupie about celebrities and nothing like that, but you know, you go to a hotel and you'll be there with all the celebrities. They'll be in the pool. Their kids is there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cool. You know what I mean? It's just a good vibe. It's very inspirational. Very inspirational. And one reason I love it so much is because when Trilla got his deal, you know, they took us to Miami. I didn't have jack shit, dog. Like, I was just new to everything. So when I went there and I saw and I smelt and I felt and man, it just changed my whole world. It made me hungry, and it just gave me a drive after I went there. And I that drive never went away. You know what I'm saying? So it just made me see more out of life than what I was seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Miami gave me that same feeling, that sense of possibility of seeing people who are doing big things. You need this,
My man, yes sir.
You know, like seeing someone doing something, coming from a small town. You don't see people doing stuff like they're doing in Miami, and you don't know. At least I don't want to speak for you, but I didn't know that money like that existed. I didn't know things like that existed. You drive around, you see Lamborghinis 5 times a day. You know, around here you'll see it once a year. You know, so that, and then the lights, the city lights is amazing. It's so photogenic.
Facts.
It's, I mean, anywhere you go and shoot, it's gonna look good.
The skyline is a big deal, man. You drive over the bridge, you come through I forgot what it's called, but that long stretch. You come over that bridge and you see the skyline, you see the tall buildings, and it's just amazing, man. The lights, like you said, the lights are beautiful. The purples, the orange, pinks, all that. I mean, it's just the neon look, all that, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like the future. Mm-hmm. And they're still building. And it's just going on and on and on. I met a doctor down in Miami, and so we went down there last October, and we wanted to go find some mural work, and it's like, I just kept hearing about Miami. I'm like, there's money down in Miami, and so I went down there, and I was like, I'll hit up the banks. They got the most money. I'll do a mural for a bank, and everybody's like, that's stupid. A bank's never going to get a mural. They said hit up doctors' offices. It's like, all right, I'll give it a try. So we were calling doctors' offices. In like 2 weeks, nothing, and then we pretty much emptied our bank account to get the month down there, and so we got the Airbnb, and it was just not looking promising. But we kept calling. We met this one doctor who wanted her whole waiting room done. All like that paid for the trip. Like that, we made more money in that month than we had made the entire year before. And I was like, oh, and so come to find out. Well, first off, the doctor didn't speak hardly any English. We had to get a translator to close the deal. She was like, her people were like fresh off the boat, and so you know, they were Cuban immigrants and they lived in Little Havana, but she had amassed like millions of dollars of real estate, and it was in Miami. That doesn't mean too much because the shit's expensive down there.
Right.
But still, she had a booming business, a practice, real estate, and this is all from someone who came from a poor country who had nothing, where the people over there in line to get bread got up, left, went to a country where people maybe aren't even treating her very well, come there and still does well. Like that stuck with me, and that will stick with me for forever as like inspirational of just seeing like what's possible, what you could do down there. And so I've been wanting to go back ever since we left.
Right, that's one of the exactly. It stays on your brain, dog. I know it stayed on my brain, still on my brain. My damn phone cover was Miami for like years, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah.
The rents is going up crazy in Miami though. Oh my god, it's so expensive down there now. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like you know where Wynwood's at? Yeah. Yeah. So we went down to the arts district. Like that's supposed to be right around there. Yeah. And so we're going to check out all the art galleries, and over half of them are closed because they said, they can't pay rent, you know. And so, but they're still up on Google. But it was just like they said in the last 2 years, it's like that half the art galleries are gone because they're like they want to fix it up. And so if they're raising their rents, if you can't pay it, get out and do something else, you know. Which it has its pros and cons, but at least, I mean, as from what I hear, the crime has gone down in Miami for like 3 years in a row now. And what city does that?
Right.
They're doing something right. Them in Austin. You been to Austin before?
I've been to San Antonio. I haven't been to Austin.
What'd you think about San Antonio?
It was cool, man. It was cool. The river walk was cool. The culture was cool. You know, all the, you know, the Latinos, and the car. He brought the low riders out. It was cool.
You eat tacos?
I do. I eat tacos. Yeah.
Did you eat tacos in San
I don't
Antonio?
remember. I don't know if I did or not.
You would remember if you ate tacos in San
Yeah,
Antonio.
I don't
They were
know.
good. We went down to San Antonio to meet my cousin, and we ate tacos 3 times that day. It was good. The one of them was like they had just set up shop. They gave us salsa in a plastic bag. They didn't even have the little cups. It was some really good salsa though.
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe you, man. I believe you.
Yeah. So, is there any other cities that stick out that are just really photogenic or really good for business or whatever it may be that you just enjoy?
Of course, LA.
I've never been to LA. What's it like there now?
When I went, I was kind of. It was. Let me see. So, it was. It was cool, man. What stuck out to me was we stayed in the hills, man, and the house that we stayed at. The structure was it was like some type of oak or some shit. Like the way the house was built, it was like sturdy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was just like real sturdy, man. It was beautiful though. It wasn't what I pictured when I got there. You know what I mean? It was different. It was different, but it was a lot of good scenes to shoot at. Malibu was cool. Riding down, I forgot what highway that is, but that was dope.
Where you have the beach on the highway that curves around.
Yeah, Santa Monica, all that. It was cool, man. And I was with some real interesting people, man. So it was cool.
That's a place where interesting people go.
Yeah. So I'm with my man. I'm with my man Hippie. You know, he's the artist. His friends, they're in another business. Okay, they got a Ferrari that's chopped. You know what I'm saying? He got his girls with him. They riding around with this big tank. I don't know what the hell that was about, but they were literally riding in a Ferrari with this big balloon helium tank. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like the stuff that they
inhale? Yeah. So the girls, they lapped up in the Ferrari, riding around. They got the big tank in the middle of them, just getting high all day. It was just hilarious, dog. And dude said the car is chopped. He said if the police stop him, he's not going to stop. He's just going to run. He always runs like, okay, all right. Whatever, dog. You know what I mean?
He was just that type of guy who with high adrenaline. Some people are just born like that, where they have they're just high risk, high adrenaline. They don't give a fuck. They just want to go.
Yeah, and I think he's incarcerated now, so it didn't last long. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it was cool, man. It was very interesting. You know what I mean? I had a good experience. You know, yeah. Wouldn't mind taking my family out that way, let them see. I want to take them around, so let them see.
Have you been there recently?
Oh no, I haven't been recently. Last time I was out there was probably 2 years ago.
I heard it kind of went to shit though in the past couple years.
I don't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it.
Like the homelessness getting out of control, crime getting bad. That's why I asked if you've been to Austin, because a lot of people are calling that like the new version of LA, because everybody's moving from LA to Austin, and they have that, like, their unofficial motto is keep Austin weird. And so they have that interesting people, weird vibes, do whatever. They don't have the beach, but they have lots of nature, they have lots of parks, lots of trails. It's a super clean city, and it's really surprisingly quiet. I mean, they have like a crazy nightlife, crazy club scene, like huge music scene, good comedy scene. But you could go out on a Sunday afternoon and walk a whole block and not see one person sometimes. Like, it'll just be, sometimes it'll be really quiet and chill. It's a place where, like, we've been down there months now. Like, we probably spent almost 5 months in Texas, in Austin. It didn't come across one bad neighborhood the entire time.
Nice.
Like, the whole entire, like, it's just, I mean, there's places where you can tell they're still, like, coming up.
Right.
But I highly recommend it. I think you would like it there.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
There's a lot of good people down there too. What's some of the biggest challenges of making a music video?
Of making the video, the ones that I deal with, honestly, the challenges I deal with is lack of budget, lack of resource. You know what I'm saying? Like, some artists want a lot, and they don't know what it takes to fulfill what they are thinking in their head. They'll see the Baby's video on TV and think that one man with a camera shot that. They understand they got machines that are going overhead that are following them, and you know, tracks and all kind of craziness. And it's like the issue that I have is I would like to do more, but just the budget just doesn't you know allow us to do but so much. You know,
They got lights, makeup. They probably have someone
everything.
come in. Hey, we're gonna get this outfit on you, dress it up real nice, and
Yeah, and they have actors. Like they have people that were willing to be like. I go to these towns, and I will brainstorm with the artists. I'm like, "What you want to do? Oh, you want to do that? All right, let's do a casting call." Nobody in the town will want to do nothing creative. You know what I'm saying? Especially out here.
like dancers, things like
Dancers, models, actors, nobody. You know, people rather just sit back and look or laugh or, you know what I mean? It's not a lot of creative people, and especially in these small towns. But you really got to pay somebody.
that. Yeah, you gotta pay the
You gotta
dancers.
pay, and that's where the budget comes in at. You know what I mean? So I'll be like, yeah, I want some girls, I want some actors, I want to do a storyteller scene. Okay, so how much you got for the actors? I'm gonna add such and such. All right, cause then you have to like, if you just asking your friend, now you run the risk of them not showing up, opposed to booking somebody that actually does this for a living. Pay them $150 so they'll show. You know what I mean?
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I encourage all artists to pay people that they want involved in their video.
Pay him in credit or something. Is like, say, I'll credit you if it's a dancer, so you can credit him in a video or something. But something for nothing just don't work.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't, man. And you know, a lot of the times, it just it takes away from the flow of the video, man. So, you know, another challenge I have is, you know, sometimes it could just get, you know, honestly, man, like a lot of stuff I do is simple. It's very simple. What I'm doing right now, as far as the running gun videos. So sometimes I might pull up to the scene and it'd be like 50 people out there, and they all want to direct the video. do this, let's do this. I'm like, dog, you didn't pay for nothing. Like, you're not even, and I'm not here for you, sir. It was like get a picture of me. Dog, you didn't book this session. Like, I'm not taking a picture of you, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but other than that, man, you know, it's not a whole lot of issue. Biggest issue I have is being so far away from everything. I gotta travel every time I shoot. I do like 3 or 4 videos in Cumberland a year. Nobody's really shooting out here, so I gotta travel an hour and a half to shoot something. You know what I mean? But I'm not complaining. I'm grateful that I'm actually booked and I'm actually getting my career going and stuff like that. So I'm not complaining at all.
But there was, it seems like everybody in Cumberland was a rapper at one point. What's the common denominator that makes the people not work out?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man, and I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm gonna give my perspective. I'm gonna say this, man. I think after Triller Trails, dog, everybody quit.
Everybody quit.
Everybody quit.
I thought you were going to say everybody was inspired and wanted to do something.
No. Everybody quit. From what we saw, from what me and him saw, it was like a lot of people quit, man. I think a lot of people got discouraged. I think a lot of people got overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, I know, like, when all that was going on, like, it was certain artists out, and the next thing you know, after we were done our run, and he was done his run, like, it was like, nobody's doing nothing.
Why do you think that they would be discouraged? Their music videos weren't getting enough views?
I believe that was a part of it, but I also believe that it kind of took the wind out of some people's sail. You know what I'm saying? And this is just from my perspective, from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because the Needle Fetish joint did so many numbers. It was like, how can I, compete with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, if I can't do it the best, I don't want to do it. Man, artists are very egotistical.
Yeah.
Especially rappers, they're very egotistical, man.
Yeah, they like to brag a lot in their songs.
a lot of bragging, man. And
do you ever get the idea that maybe they're exaggerating?
Most of them are. That's kind of like the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like allowed. You know, you're kind of allowed to do that in hip hop. You're allowed to exaggerate. You're allowed to embellish. You know what I'm saying? To an extent. So I mean, you know, that's definitely something that's always been a part of the craft. You know what I'm saying? Of the art.
You don't have to name names, but has anybody ever showed up to the set with like real money instead of prop money?
Oh no, that's what they. That's all they. The question should be: have they ever showed up with prop money? Because all they do is show with real money. You know what I'm saying? Like they really show real money. I've had a bunch of instances where there was a lot of money on the table, a lot of money around, and yeah.
That seems risky. They should just invest in some prop money. It seems like.
Well, I remember I was on set. I was in Hagerstown, and it was a local guy who was paying for the artist's music video. He brought $22,000 in cash out, and we were in this little shed, and he left the $22,000. We left, went to another location. We were there for about an hour. And he like, oh, I left the $22,000 in the little old shed. Luckily, it was still there.
That's a miracle.
You know what I'm saying?
God
yeah,
damn.
man. Yeah. And as soon as he said, I'm like, oh, I felt bad. I've kind of felt guilty for some reason. I'm like, oh, damn. Hope it's still there. Because it's going to be real awkward if it's not there.
You know what I'm saying?
And I didn't get paid yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man. But luckily it was there. But yeah, they a lot of artists take pride in bringing their money out and showing their money off and things of that nature. So, you know.
Yeah, that's weird though. You know, I always thought that was weird for people to bring out the money because I guess to show how much they made. Because I'm guessing that, you know, I guess what I'm wondering is, you know, is that the same people who are having an issue with the budget?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because it seems like an irresponsible thing to bring real cash in that sort of situation to begin with. It seems like an irresponsible thing. So I'm guessing that would just echo out throughout the rest of their business decisions.
Hey man, not all, but majority. I ain't gonna say majority. Is a good portion of artists that are not. They're not doing this for a career. Which is cool, whatever, floats your boat. It's really for an attention thing. It's really for a look. You know what I'm saying? I want to have my video. I want to do this. So they'll get the video and they won't put promotion behind it. They won't, you know, pay to travel for the video or pay to get actors or whatever they need for the video. They just get them rapping, looking cool, guns out, money out, whatever the case is. And then that's good enough for them. They can post it on their Facebook. Their little crush can see it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can see it. The dudes across town can see it. And I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody, you know, sometimes I have a problem when people think that they're going to be in this industry and they don't want to put the money up for the promotion or for the bigger budget video. You know what I'm saying?
Or put the work in.
Yeah, put the work in. You got to put the work in.
Consistency over time, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, you got to be consistent and you got to make the right moves. You know what I'm saying? You can be consistent and just run that place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to know when to pivot, when to switch it up, do something different.
Yeah, man. So, you know, do your videos and then put some promotion behind it. Skip a video and put that money towards the promotion. You know what I mean?
Do you ever get nervous whenever you're around people and they're trying to have a gun in the music video?
Absolutely, I get nervous. First thing I do, it's kind of it's not happening as much nowadays. There was a point in time where it was the trend, and everywhere I went, it was guns everywhere, and I tell them, look, let me see before we even get started. Take the clip out, rack the gun. You know what I'm saying? Make sure there's nothing in there. And don't point it at me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've shot videos where there was 15 assault rifles and pistols. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
I'm talking about from kids from 18 to 25, and they high. And they
before their brains all the way develop.
You know what I'm saying? And they under the influence. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a recipe.
Damn.
And when I say it, a lot of times they're like I get dirty looks or something. Like, I don't care, dog. Like, let me see. everything. Make sure there's nothing in the head. Make sure safety's on. You know what I'm saying? If we can, let's take the clip out. You know, it's just not necessary. I actually, there's a guy in PG County that actually died shooting a music video. You know what I'm saying? He was shooting a video and one of the guns went over, killed him. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays with me, I'm like, dog, do not point it at me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, make sure gun safety, if that's what you want to call it. Shit, when you go to a Hollywood film, they have a specialist come in. They gotta do all kind of procedure while they can have a blank gun in there. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, yeah, it's been real risky, man. And yeah, I have been nervous. Definitely been nervous. More irritated than nervous. You know what I'm saying? I've been more irritated. Like, come on, God, this shit is corny.
Especially if they're trying to like argue with you about it. I couldn't imagine that. Man,
yeah, I've had a couple slick remarks. You know what I'm saying? Like, cuz don't be so tough to where you're not smart. You know what I'm saying? And the brain of an 18-year-old, 19, 21-year-old that is influenced by gangster rap, they can't comprehend what the hell I'm saying. You know what I mean? They probably won't make it to C40. And if they do, they might be behind bars, so they don't even really understand what the hell I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think about how gangster rap is influencing you? How do you feel about that?
How do I feel? I feel I'm a product of it. I'm a product of gangster rap. I was born, and the rap was about consciousness. It was about dancing. It was about having fun, kid and play. Goddamn Kwame, Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? It was different. Run DMC, all these different artists, and then by the time I'm 14, it's about killing. It's about drug dealing. It's Mobb Deep. It's Snoop Dogg, it's Death Row, it's, you know what I'm saying? It changed, and I didn't listen to the music and say, oh, I'm gonna go do this, but when I put the headphones on as a kid, and I sparked my weed up, you know what I'm saying, and I got these headphones in my ear all day, and I turn on the music, and all I'm hearing is kill, sell drugs, shoot this dude, blah, blah, blah. It subconsciously gets in your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? It talks to your spirit. So you might not do it consciously, but if somebody approaches you or if the teacher approaches you the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? You are reciting and you are reacting off of what has went into your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? So today it is a lot different. Before it was like, before the rappers would tell you how much of a man they are, how tough they are, or don't approach me, don't try to get over on me. You know what I'm saying? That was more the vibe. Like I would, you know, I'm not a punk or some shit like that. Now today is I killed your friend. We're smoking on your friend. I'll kill you. Is off the hook. It's like gangster rap on steroids.
It's getting more brutal, more vulgar.
It's a lot more brutal, a lot more vulgar. And the thing is, they're actually doing it. They're doing it and rapping about it. You know what I'm saying? They're actually going and killing. They call it spinning. We're going to spin. We're going to spin for our dead homie. We're going to spin the block for him. So we spent, and they saying names of people they shot or people neighborhood that they went through. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole nother. It's a whole nother thing, man.
They call it spinning?
Spinning, yeah. We're going to spin.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, we're spinning. You know, we're going to get in the car. We're going to spin the block for such and such. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, it's all being funded. You know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at the kids because even the guys that I shoot, I can't get so mad at them because they're big major corporations that are funding this shit. Chief Keef got $6 million. He got $6 million, dog.
That's a lot of fucking money.
He got $6 million to promote his message. You know, when he came out, everything changed. Every kid in the neighborhood had a 30 round extended clip. You understand? It's not by chance. You know, this was funded. They're still funding this stuff. You know what I'm saying? The record labels and stuff like that. So it's definitely not something that the kids are. So if the kid sees Chief Keef get $6 million, he says, hey, how do I get that deal? I have to act like this. I have to be like this. I have to have that image. This image will win me $6 million. It might possibly win me a record deal.
It could.
You know what I'm saying? But this is what they're saying as an 18, think about it, as an 18, 15, 14, 13-year-old. Like, this is what they're saying. So,
I mean, what percentage of kids do you think in the hood are like, I want to do that? What percentage now of young men?
In and out the hood.
Even in the suburbs?
Yeah.
They're probably, because I mean, it's empowering too to hear, man, this guy came from nothing. Look how badass he is. The rules don't apply to him. I hate rules. I don't want rules to apply to me either.
Facts. I never thought about it like that. That's real too. It's a nice big percentage, man. I remember it was a point in time where you had the bad boys and then you had regular people. You know what I'm saying? The bad boys like was over here. And then now it's like you can't tell who's who. Everybody's a gangster. Everybody's a thug. Everybody's, you know, a fucking savage. Or you just don't. I went to the club one time and it's like everybody was that dude. And it never used to be like that. You had the preppy guys. You had the, you know, the ladies' men. But when I went to the club, like everybody is a savage, dog. And everybody has this vibe to them. Like, oh, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always like that.
Is there anybody who you've been working with recently that stuck out as not being like everybody? Someone who stuck out like, man, they got something different.
Oh yeah. As far as music, there's a cat named Adrian Michaels. He's an R&B singer, but he was very different. He's very different. It's a lot of artists that I do work. I am fortunate enough. I don't work with just trap rappers. I am fortunate enough to get other artists that are on different type of things. Neff said out of Virginia. He is we just did a video for him, and it's very different. It's nothing violent, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did have a variety of different people I deal with. So it's not all negative. You know what I'm saying?
You just did a metal music video or something, right?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Camera work on that was
Shadow
fucking
burn.
great, man.
I appreciate that, homie. I love that, though. Now I'm ready to do more rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was different. I didn't know that you did stuff like that. I was like, damn, look at this. This is especially the nature scenes.
Man,
like shooting what are you doing with the camera that makes it look so cool? With the it looks so vivid and textural, and it just made the nature look amazing. How do you get that log?
Well, that's S-Log 3. That's in the Sony dynamic range. You know what I'm saying? That's what that really is.
So at dynamic range, the log, that's flattening it out so you could add more color into it afterwards.
Color, contrast, things of that nature, man. So yeah, that's what that was. But I really enjoyed doing that video. We were actually supposed to do some theatrical scenes for that, but the fucking actors didn't show up. See what I'm saying? You see, that goes back to my point. Yeah, it's like you gotta pay your people. You gotta pay somebody that's gonna be there. But that would have been real dope if we could have do that theatrical scenes in there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love that video, and I'm looking forward to doing more rock videos too. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, what was the first camera that you started off with? Because you're shooting with some pretty awesome cameras now.
Oh, the first joint was the T3i. My man Amir. Grew up with him. He went to Radio Shack and bought that for me. You know what I'm saying? Went to Radio Shack, bought that for me. Yeah.
Was that promo at the club the first video you had ever made?
Yeah.
So before that, whenever you were younger, you had never messed around with a video camera? No. Did you ever mess around with pictures or anything like that?
Nothing.
So what were you doing before that?
DJ.
So what inspired the DJ?
Well, hey, I belong to a fellowship, right? So I was a special events chair of that fellowship, and a dude that was in that program with me, we were doing a dance, you know what I'm saying, for the special events, and he wanted to. We needed a DJ for the dance. That's crazy. We needed a DJ for the dance, and my friend, he was like, he said he's gonna buy all the equipment, and then he was like, let's start a DJ service. You know what I'm saying? So all right, cool, let's do it. And that's what we did. We started a DJ service. We DJ'd that dance, and then our first gig was over at my place. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what the hell we was doing. We weren't mixing. We were just pressing buttons. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up dropping off. I just kept going. Like, dog, if it makes $1, I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't fast or big money, but if I can make $1 and I don't have to clock in with nobody, dog, I'm just gonna stick with this. You know what I'm saying? Plus, we loved it, and I was about 28 at the time, so I was loving the bar scene and the attention that you got being a DJ. You know what I mean? Little stuff that I did when I was younger, man. So yeah, that's how I got into that.
So what did the DJ job entail? Like, walk me through what your typical set would look like, or what your day would look like whenever you were doing that.
Well, in the day, I was mostly asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Because it was the nightlife. Yeah.
The day I was asleep. But, as far as that goes, it was cool, on a good Friday, on a good Saturday night, man. Take my board over to my place, plug it in, get my music together, wait for the people to come in, and just play all their favorite songs and see them react. You know what I'm saying? Then, so we started at my place. This is when my place had like 250 people in there every weekend. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to Reds. I did some stuff at Reds when when Mezzo's was Reds. I did Dieter's. And I worked at Legs. I worked at Legs for 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Was that a strip club?
Yeah, that was a lot different than.
Are they still around?
No, they've been not around. They've been gone.
That was probably before my time.
Yeah.
Was it a nice strip club?
What was it night? Let me say this. See, people give Legs a bad rap out here.
I've heard. That's why I asked, because I've heard some things about it.
They give it a real bad rap, man. But let me say this, man. Like, I've been to some real shithole strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? That was a very big strip club. That joint was huge. You know what I'm saying? Now, you had some girls that was up to par and some that wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a point in time where it was nothing but out of town girls from college working there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, y'all giving the Legs a bad name, but it's nothing but out of town girls in here. You can't complain about that. Small town, they gonna complain about it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool, man. It was some real rough nights over there, like in the wintertime. I remember, like on Sunday, like, nobody would come through all night. The girls was walking around in their coats and blankets. It was crazy watching movies. We all watching movies and shit.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? We sitting around watching movies, though. Not $1 is being made. You know what I'm saying? But that just came with the territory. See, a lot of people think the strip club is so glamorous. It's just not glamorous, dog. It is. I'm working there. I learned it's a struggle, man. A lot of times, some of the girls walked out of there with nothing. You know what I'm saying? They walked out of there with nothing in their pocket. They actually had to pay the club to work there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's not all it's made up to be, but the town would definitely benefit from a strip club, man. Whoever brings one back out here is going to be in good shape financially.
They find the right dancers.
Yeah. And shit, even if you don't, think about it, there's no strip club in a 60-mile radius.
Really?
Yeah, where?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to a strip club. So I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's nothing out here, so, somebody wants to go. Somebody wants to go.
Cumberland has been on a downward trend for like 20 years, but they're doing all these renovations here now. You think that's gonna help the city revive? How do you?
That's a great question, dog, because I've been running around asking everybody that question. And I'm genuinely curious what people think. I'm optimistic about it. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
I love downtown. I always come downtown. I've been coming downtown since I've been out here. I've always took advantage of downtown. You know what I'm saying? I used to sit at Mark's with my kids every morning and eat breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Drink coffee. I'm always down here as much as I can be, because I think it's a nice area. It's a nice, beautiful area. So I'm optimistic. I see the businesses that are coming in, and I hope that things go upward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were you born in Cumberland?
No. I'm originally from Jessup, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I came out here in 2003.
How old were you then when you came out?
I was 23.
Was there something in particular that brought you out?
Yeah, I was in a halfway house. I came through the halfway house, man. Yeah, man.
Was it drugs or something?
Yeah.
Is that why you don't smoke weed anymore?
Yeah, I'm coming up with 20 years clean, man. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
November
That's
3rd.
awesome.
November 3rd, I had 20 years clean. And I don't even talk about it. I would never tell nobody about that whole thing. Except the people in the program, they know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I attend the anonymous program, but every now and then I'll touch on it, but I don't put that out there a whole lot. But it's all good. You know, I'm happy. I'm proud about that. And I'm like, on my 20th anniversary, I'm gonna make a post. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say something on my 20th year anniversary. Yeah, man. So yeah, so that's why I came out here. Where I was at, where I was living, what I was doing was just I was off the hook, man. So I came out here through the halfway house, and I saw that the resources that I could get from out here, you know what I'm saying, there was help here for people, you know what I'm saying, it was help, it was slower pace, and I could think better, I can breathe better, I can just take my time with life, because I was overwhelmed. Life overwhelmed me when you know what I mean, so I just stayed in the underworld, real life, as far as paying bills, being a productive member of society, you know what I mean, so when I came out here, everything was slower, and I could think a lot better, and there was resources and help, you know what I'm saying, for somebody such as myself. And I ended up just staying. I went to college out here, you know what I'm saying, I graduated from AC with a bullshit degree that I don't use, you know what I'm saying.
Did anyone ever ask you for your degree before you shoot a music video?
That degree has not been used at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I ended up out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's because, I mean, we're in different lines of work, both, you know, in the general artistic area though, but like in an artistic field, but I enjoy this town too, because it is nice and slow and peaceful. Although for business though, the slowness doesn't work. So we have to go to go do business. We'll go out and travel to a different city to go make our money and come back here, because the money goes a long way here too.
That's the thing right there. I tell everybody,
so,
dog.
Yeah, the money goes a long way. And so you could come back here and spend it, and then you could save it,
right,
and you could use it for better things. Because out in a city with rent being $2,500 a month, you know, there's not that many places around Cumberland that are $2,500 a month.
Right. Not
It's
at
just,
all.
yeah, it's not like that around here.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, like, it doesn't take much out here for me. If I want to go somewhere, like if I am not doing nothing, I go to the creamery, get a coffee, might get a snack or something. You know what I mean? I can spend $10 and be cool with it and have a good day out here.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a city, though, it's so much I can spend my money on.
It could be hundreds of dollars.
You
a
know what I'm
day.
saying?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
mall, the restaurants. You know what I
Parking's
mean?
gonna be like 15,
Parking,
20.
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? All that, man. But I come out here, dog, I ain't got to worry about it. I can go get a coffee. I can go do this, then the third, spend $15, and then go back home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My my oldest brother lives out like in the DC area now, and so obviously the traffic and the parking is atrocious out there, and so he comes back here to visit. He came here for the opening to the studio, and he was like, "Dude, these parking spaces are so big here. And there's so many free ones." He said, "I can't believe it."
Facts.
I'm like, yeah, you don't really think about parking until you go somewhere where the parking's really expensive, and then even though it's expensive, you still can't find a place to park.
Yeah.
That's Miami. That's one of the downsides of Miami.
No, that's real. Like we go down there, we gotta pay $50 a day for parking, dog. Like to stay at the hotel, we just paid $500 a night for. You gotta pay $50 a night to park there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So out here, free parking. I love it.
Did you ever notice how crazy the drivers are in Miami? Have you ever found a city where they're worse?
Yeah, you be on the highway and they'll have those little things that stand up. You know what I'm talking about? They'll just go right over them.
They don't give a fuck.
I'm not doing that, dog. I'm not doing that.
We found a couple Miami moves like where there'll be like a double yellow line, and there'll be a red light, and there'll be cars coming down this way. And we'll see people just go right over and just like, I'm just gonna try to hopefully beat this car in a head-on collision and cut in front of everybody and make a right turn for the red light. We saw that happen like once a week down there at least.
Oh yeah.
Like these people are in a hurry, which it's nice for the business, but I think for the soul, we need something We need more nature. We need more peace, more time to just, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but just more peace, I guess.
Serenity, yeah.
Yeah, because Miami doesn't have that, and it doesn't have the nature. So that's like the biggest downside for me is the lack of nature.
Right.
We're surrounded by the mountains here. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
You go hiking ever?
I told my kids I was gonna take them hiking this summer, dog. We just never got around to it. But we go to the park, you know, and where I live at my house, man, we got a lot of bushes and trees out there. So it's not the woods or nothing, but it's just my yard got a lot of bushes and trees. So, you know, I love it out here for that reason too. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So what do you like to do in your free time when you're not working on, you know, like if you're not working on a video and you're not down in Miami chilling on the beach or drinking coffee, what do you do in your free time?
The coffee. I'm over at the creamery, dog. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me out front of that joint, or I'm with my kids, with my family. You know what I'm saying? We at the house grilling, cooking out front. Me and my son be riding bikes together. You know what I'm saying? He love to ride bikes throughout the neighborhood. I don't really do a lot of TV. I do a lot of YouTube at night at times. You know what I'm saying? But
what type of stuff you watch on YouTube?
I watch a lot of religious debates, man.
Really?
Yeah, I watch a lot of religious debates. You know what I'm saying?
Like what type of religions?
Like Hebrew Israelites.
Really?
Versus like right now they got the Aboriginals versus Pan-Africanists, and you got like Hebrew Israelites, Christians and Muslim stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I watch a lot of that, a lot of conscious stuff. You know what I mean?
That's so weird. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
That is so weird. Yeah. I'm not saying that's weird. I'm just saying it's like you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, there's something interesting about it where, I don't know, it just called to me. What about it fascinated you? Did you grow up religious?
Not really religious. My mother used to drag us to Sunday school, would drag us to church every now and then. She's very religious. I put the religion down, I think 2008. And I had a resentment towards religion. So I would always, you know, look for shows and stuff that would kind of like, you know what I mean, go against that. Like,
yeah.
It started off as an informational thing. Like, I want to know. Like, I'm about to put this down. I want to know, am I going to burn in hell? You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for a lot of information as far as, okay, is this real? What am I looking for? Why is this? I wanted my questions answered. You know, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? And that's where I started looking, you know, at this stuff. You know what I mean? And it just,
yeah. I mean, that seems like a question that if you're caught up in life and you're moving from one problem to the next, and it's all just, you're putting out fires. Mm-hmm. You're always putting out fires. It's like there's something that you don't really have the opportunity to sit down and wonder, how did I get here? Mm-hmm. Where am I going? Mm-hmm. What the fuck? But sometimes if you could take the step back and to do that, the fires will start being put out on their own accord.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things that I like about I'm a workaholic, so mm-hmm. I go. Like I'll always have something on the to-do list that doesn't get done because I'll have too much on my to-do list. Like every day there's something on the to-do list that's like, these 3 things aren't getting checked off, and they'll just be moved over tomorrow, and they might not get checked off then too. It's mm-hmm. just like go. But then taking that time to just step back, relax, focus on how you feel about where you're going, because sometimes it could seem like you're running in a direction when you don't even know why you're trying to go there in the first place, or if that's even what's good for you in the future, what's good for the people around you. Yeah. And then being able to step back and relax and take some time to reflect, especially on ideas like big ideas, cosmic ideas, religious ideas, regardless of whatever the religion is. Just getting your head in that sort of mind state, it starts to, I think, help people be in more harmony with the universe and be in more harmony with the people around them. It helps you, I think, solve problems better and approach life in a more naturalistic way, like a way that we're born to, like a way that we're supposed to.
That's the key for me, man. Like, I can't I tell people all the time, life is too real for me to have my head in the clouds and for me to believe in fantasy, dog. Life is just too real, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Is that why you had a resentment? Because did it seem like it was made out to be some sort of fantasy of what the religions were being made out to be?
Well, I had a resentment. Well, the reason why I even put the religion down was 2008 when Trayvon Martin got killed, and I was because we resemble each other when I was a kid, so I felt that shit. You know what I'm saying? I would follow the trial, and then when George Zimmerman walked, I'm like, how the hell, dog? I'm arguing with people of all shapes, colors, and sizes of how they were telling me how George Zimmerman was right. And I'm like, that's a 17-year-old kid. So I was angry. And I started looking at religion. And I started looking at, I started gaining more knowledge of self. Like, why is shit like this? Why am I arguing with these people about why this little boy's in a fucking box? You know what I'm saying? So that led me on my journey. I started, researching things, and I started to understand why my family celebrates and why my family worships this religion and how we came to get that religion.
Was it Christianity or?
Yeah, Christianity. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so we're from here. Why are we doing this culture? This is not our culture, dog. Christianity is not our culture at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So that's where I started. You know what I mean? And that's just what it's been. And for me, it got dark. When I put it down, it got dark for me, dog. I told my mother, I said, I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in it no more. She hung the phone up on me.
Really?
You know what I mean? And I'm talking about one of them hanging the phones up and not calling back type of joints. You know what I'm saying?
So she was upset.
Oh, she was upset. Yeah, she was not trying to hear that, dog. Like black folks, dog, you telling me you don't believe in Jesus, dog, you are the worst thing ever, dog. You know
really?
Yeah, dog, real shit. Like, they will disown you, you know what I mean? But I learned how to come up out of it. It took me a couple years to come up out of the hatred and the anger, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, now I understand what I believe in now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at anybody's belief anymore. It is a little irritating when somebody walks up me like, you better thank God for everything. Like, all right, like, calm down.
Yeah, someone else telling you what you should be thinking, that's absurd.
What happened? I was talking to my mother. She still does it. We've had many arguments. No, we had so many arguments. So I had something going on, and I called him like, that's resolved. And she's like, yeah, thank Jesus. I'm like, come on, why are you doing this? Because for me, and there's no disrespect to anybody's religion, but for me, it's like, this happened for a reason. Nobody made this fucking happen. No genie. She was like, yeah, thanks Jesus, because I prayed for you. I prayed for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Cool, Ma. If you think that's what really went on, no problem. But you ain't gotta keep telling me that, dog. Like, we're grown here, man.
Yeah.
Your energy could have helped it, but no, you didn't pray to nobody, and they made this happen because you prayed to them. You know what I'm saying? So I try to respect what everybody believes. It's when you come in my circumference, man, we gotta be some reality. We gotta talk reality. We can't do the kid thing, man.
Yeah, respecting what someone believes is so different than believing what they believe. Mm-hmm. Like, you could seeking to understand where they're coming from as opposed to just trying to prove them why you think they're wrong is such a different approach. Because I've always found that, sometimes if someone believes something that I don't believe, that I could have a conversation with them, and as long as I'm not trying to prove them wrong of whatever reason I think that their idea may be stupid, as long as I'm not trying to do that and just trying to maybe see where are they coming from, why would someone think that?
Right.
That as long as you go in it with curiosity, somehow that manages to where it ends up making more sense, and you can understand, oh, here's why someone would think that, here's why someone would think that, and maybe it is they're thinking the wrong thing, but at least you understand why that,
right, what
it would cause someone to do that.
Yeah, and I used to be real brutal, dog. Like, somebody would come to me, I'm like, dog, that shit ain't real. and then I didn't like the way I felt after that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the way when I walked away, I'm like, dog, I felt like crap after that. So I learned that, okay, that's how you feel. Okay, cool. Just don't come telling me what I should be believing in. You know what I'm saying?
So with back to the Trayvon Martin thing, I mean that like to me one of the basic essences of the mystery behind that and the tragedy behind that is how could such terrible things happen to innocent people? And I think that's one of the questions that humans have to ask, that we have to find. I don't know if there is ever going to be a once and for all answer for that, but I think like looking for that is it gets you closer than if you're not looking for it.
Okay.
And I mean, have you come up with any ideas as to why good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people? In your religious studies, have you come across anything that maybe helps cope with that?
Nothing to cope with that. Circumstances, dog. Like, you know, if you know, this, let me try to be respectful, man. But if there is something loving that's controlling this whole situation, as some things are off limits. Okay, babies getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? People getting raped. Some shit should just be off limits, right? Yeah, they made some things like, oh, nope, you're not going to do that. But everything is on the table. So circumstances, you know what I mean? Bad things happen because people do them. You know what I mean? Nothing that's out of this world is going to stop that. If something is able to, it hasn't yet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I was talking to one of my brothers yesterday, and he's real big into the Bible. And so I was kind of asking him about that, and he was telling me about how in Genesis, one of the things that Adam and Eve are given right from the beginning is you have dominion over the earth. Mm-hmm. So that's basically God. It's a symbol of that sacrificial love with the Greek term agape. Mm-hmm. It's not like that romantic love. It's that sacrificial love. And so it was like, I have the power to control everything that you do, but I'm going to give you free will. Mm-hmm. All the tools are there. And so all of the evil that's happening in the world, that's humans. He created the universe according to the story of Genesis. Mm-hmm. And then according to that story as well, that he gave the humans, he gave them dominion over the earth. He gave them creative power. It's an act of co-creation. And so that, to me, that helped me understand a little bit better about, you know, why bad things happen. It's because there's bad people, and everybody has the choice of what they're going to do when they wake up. And sometimes people just make fucked up decisions, and sometimes people go so far down that maybe, you know, they turn into something evil.
Yeah, and that's one way to look at it. That's definitely one way to look at it. You know, as far as, you know, the reality is, you know, that particular religion, the reality is that religion, the devil, Satan works for God. Satan work. This is you know, this is what it is. Satan work. Nothing can happen without permission.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing can happen without permission. You know what I mean? So all the bad shit was, you know, go ahead. So that's my thing. I mean, I
yeah. I mean, it's still. I mean, I think it's something that it's like the great mystery. You know, will we ever understand how the world came about or why these things happen?
That's the thing, man. My thing is this: the world is so big and complex, and so many miracles and wonders. I don't want nobody telling me how this shit happened. Okay,
it's speculative. That's
what I'm saying. It's not only that, but if somebody tells me that they know they have the answers to this shit, that's just I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? This thing is just way too awesome for it to fit in one book. You know what I'm saying? To fit in the two books. It's just way too big for us to for a human to tell me they know how this happened, that happened. I don't believe you.
What about, for example, like a sage or a guru or a saint or like a Buddhist monk who someone who's had, because I mean, even for you, for example, you've had a profound transformation. You had a life where you were, you know, I don't know what drugs you're on, but you had problems with that, and then Now, profound transformation. Look at how your life turned out. That's amazing. Think about people who have had these profound transformations. I mean, obviously, you know something about the world that the people who haven't got that figured out don't know, right? I mean, there's something that, like, so, I mean, if I was on drugs and I looked to you, I would say, this guy, maybe he doesn't understand the entirety of the universe. He knows something, though, because something worked, you know? And you could see that profound change manifested throughout his life.
Well, I believe we live what we believe.
Yeah.
So if I'm on drugs, if it's a person on drugs, and they believe that church is the way, and they go to church, they dedicate their life. That's the key. They dedicate their life. They're there 5 days a week. They have a position over there. They're involved over there. They believe this, and they do it one day at a time. That will work. I believed in Narcotics Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe nothing spiritual came down and helped me. Yeah, I needed some spirituality throughout my journey, but you know, I was told, you do this program, it works, and I bought into it. Oh, if I get a sponsor, if I go get a home group, if I sponsor other men, if I do these certain things, and most importantly, don't pick up, I'll be all right. People live, we live what we believe.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a way to test if someone's beliefs work, though. You know, it's like, okay, you believe that Alcoholics or Narcotics Anonymous worked. As long as it works, then that's where I think that's proof that, like, that's a viable option. Then.
Oh yeah.
Like then, but if there's a program out there where 100% of the people who believe that it worked, but none of them had a turnaround, then I think something about the system needs to be changed. Then,
right?
You know.
And the thing I like about Narcotics Anonymous, it tells you in the literature, it says, we believe that our approach to the disease of addiction is completely realistic. Thank you for being honest. They tell you, shit, this is what we believe, and we believe it's realistic. It doesn't tell you, this is the way, this is the only way. You're going to die if you don't, and you're going to go to hell with it. No, they say, this is what we believe, this is what we bind into, and this is what we rocking with. You know what I'm saying? And I like that, because not everybody will give you that. They were like, no, this is the one and only way.
That I like that too. That's what makes me really skeptical about the religions, is whenever someone claims that they know the one and only way, that seems like a way where there's something else going on. There's some sort of power dynamic. They're trying to get something out of. Why are you somehow the magical gatekeeper that I have to give all of my time and resources to? I mean, that just sounds super suspect.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's a lot of religions out there. So there's a lot of people going to hell, man. Yeah, man, if I don't prescribe to this, then I'm going here. I'm going to that lake of eternal fire. But I'm living righteously. You know what I'm saying? I'm living righteous and more righteous than the pastor. You know what I mean? I'm not saying me, I'm saying people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all about belief, man. You know?
How much do you think mindset comes into, because we were talking earlier about artists who started off and then just fizzled out. Well, what is it about the mindset? How would you describe a winner's mindset?
A winner's mindset?
Yeah.
A winner's mindset is discipline. Is not really worried about the rewards right away. They know they got to sacrifice. They grind before they shine. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't catch that. They can't catch that. They got to grind before they shine. And, you know, winner as far as in this music industry, they eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. That's just the bottom line. They eat,
They
sleep.
work.
Their whole life is dedicated and focused to one thing. Like when I'm doing my videos, my life, especially in my grind, when I was really, really grinding, trying to put things together, I eat, sleep, and shit. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my only focus, my only goal. I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with it. I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to save my money. I'm willing to take that money that I got from that gig, go buy a $3,000 camera. You know what I'm saying?
Reinvest.
Instead of buying some shoes, I got to go buy, you know what I'm saying, more equipment to get better, you know what I'm saying? So the artist should have the same way of thinking.
You're willing to take the risk of being in front of a group of people with guns on drugs. Yeah, I mean, there's something about that risk taking where if you're not going to take the risk, then you can't expect to see the reward.
Oh man, I mean, I'm talking about the risk the some of the things that come with it. If I gotta go do a shoot and it's strippers and I got my girl's mad, you know what I'm saying? She's upset. And look, I gotta go. This is what I gotta do. And I used to tell her, don't take it the wrong way. I used to tell her, I don't care. I don't care what you think. I have to grind, dog. I don't care how you feel, dog. You want to get a house, don't you? You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing inappropriate. I'm just shooting a video. I can't let your emotions get me off my grind. What I'm gonna tell these people, I can't shoot your video. You know what I'm saying? Because there's girls here.
I mean, I think that the dream is so powerful, and people will give up the dream because they're trying to make someone happy. Oh my God. But the thing is when you don't get that dream, that girl ain't gonna stay with you anyway.
Oh my God. So, I see it all the time.
So when you get, it's like, oh, you may be a little bit upset now, but I'm chasing the dream. And whenever I get that, and you're still here, you're going to be reaping all the rewards with it, and you're not going to care about how upset you were a couple months ago or a couple years ago.
I lived it. That's my story. You know what I'm saying? My girl still might be a little upset about certain things. We have a house. You know what I'm saying? The life is a lot better now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I've shot artists, man, whereas though they didn't want to make their girl uncomfortable, and they missed out on opportunities. And their girl was at home like, hey, who cares? Get over here, get to that 9 to 5, get to work, goddammit. And they're like, all right, well, that's how I know when we're doing good with an artist, when their significant other, male or female, when their significant other is upset. Okay, that's when I know we're working. Because if your significant other is not unhappy, that means they're saying too much of you. We're not doing enough work. We're not making a big enough impact. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I heard something similar to that, to where if an artist puts out something and nobody gets mad, they're playing it too safe.
Yeah, that's real.
Like you gotta test the boundaries a little bit. You gotta explore.
Man, I'm big on that, man. It's just so much mediocre. I'm like, dog. Yeah, I wish somebody would talk about some shit.
Step into some unknown territory. Isn't that weird how all the fantasy stories, all like you think about Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, all these crazy stories, they're all about, like the ones that do big numbers, billions in sales. They're all about, well, they're either about a hero, someone who steps up and faces the bad guy, or they're about someone who goes out into the unknown. Someone who goes out and goes where no one has gone before. And then what happens? When you go to that darkest part, you find the dragon, you fight him, bang, what does the dragon have? The treasure. Mm-hmm. And that's where you got to go to find it.
No, that's real. And it's a message in all those movies, you know what I'm saying? It's something to be learned, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I agree, man. If I was an artist, even down to the titling of the name of the song, man, why not do something impactful? Something that's going to grab somebody. I got to click on that.
Do you ever try to coach the people on ideas of ways to get the video more clickable, or is that something that you just leave up to them?
Not anymore. I used to. Most artists are so hard-headed. They're so egotistical. Like, what do I know, dog? What do I know? All right, cuz, whatever.
You think the ego is necessary for the craft?
Yeah.
Because you can't act like a badass if you don't believe that you're a badass, because that really shows through.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more of just be yourself. Is that more of what it is? Of like just knowing who you are?
Well, you can have your ego. You gotta be teachable. You gotta listen to people that's experienced. You know what I'm saying? I've had a video go locally viral before. Mm-hmm. So when I tell somebody this, they should take heed. You know what I'm saying? And I've told people, I gave people the formula. Like, do this. You know what I'm saying? They just, I don't know why they didn't do it, but.
So if you had to pick a formula for a music video to make it, if they're starting from, say someone just wrote a song, mm-hmm. They have a blank sheet of paper and they're trying to brainstorm some ideas, what would be a good formula to start getting the ball rolling with planning your first music video?
I would say pull from experience. What's something impactful that has happened in your life? Or I'll pull from my own experience. You know what I'm saying? When me and Trilla did Cumberland on Patrol, we were in the club, matter of fact, and I said, dog, I want you to write a song about the crime log. You know what I'm saying? I want you to write a song about the crime log, about Cumberland on Patrol. And that's what he did. And that joint did great. it did excellent. You know what I'm saying? So I would pull from personal experience. Grab what's around you. You know what I'm saying? Grab, because, you know, our life consists of impactful things, good and bad. So we can draw from our own experience.
So, is there any songs in mind, particular themes in mind that need to be written about now? Anything that comes to mind of like, man, this would be interesting. No one's been writing about this yet.
Yeah, shit. I mean, the state of the art of the industry. That would be great. That's always necessary.
Like a critique of the direction that things are going in.
A critique of the way things are going. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, the hot topics, dog. Like, it's always something to be talked about. So yeah.
Have you seen the new music video "Rich Men North of Richmond"? You haven't? Or like, could you maybe pull that up and get that loading while we're talking? Because I would like to show you.
Who is it?
It's okay. So it's the first guy in history to have a #1 Billboard 200 chart go #1 without ever being on the charts at all. It was his first release. It's a country singer.
Okay.
He's there with his guitar in front of this, like a little shack of a house in West Virginia. And he's there with his dog, like pretty much like no budget at all. Like, it's just, I mean, I don't necessarily mean no budget, but there's no flash. It's like 2 camera angles. That's it. It shows him, his guitar, and his dog. But it's a critique of the American, they call it like the new national anthem. It's a critique of American politics. It's a critique. Basically, the rich men north of Richmond is talking about the politicians in D.C.
Okay.
But it blew up. Like, I think it's at like 50-something million views now, and it was a couple weeks ago. 58 million views. And so this guy, and then now he's been releasing other songs. His name's
only been out for 4 weeks.
Nice.
And he's never, like, that was his first release. And so it really, is it loaded?
Yeah.
We could, well, I'm just trying to wonder, I guess we have to kind of talk over it so YouTube doesn't do the thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's real.
But here, I'll show you, because it's, I'm taking screenshots.
May not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world. With an whole soul.
You can tell he's like singing from the heart.
Oh, yeah.
He's got those little dogs in the background.
Just chilling.
Yeah, just the chair. Like, he's got the like the tree stand in the background. Yeah, it blew up. Like, it just resonated with everybody. Dude, that's my favorite line. He said, if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, my taxes shouldn't pay for your bag of fudge rounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a crazy song. It's like, but you could see, thank you, Marley. We don't have to watch the whole thing.
So how
But
do you fix that for YouTube so that doesn't...
if we're talking in the background and we're commenting on it, it's free use. Just as long as it's not like playing the entire song.
Okay.
We shouldn't get striked for that. But so that guy did something totally different. Like, that's music like that necessarily isn't really being made, and somehow it just resonated with people, and people were hungry for it. 52 million views. But he's a strange case too, because he got offered an $8 million record deal, and he said no. He said no. He said I'm not doing that. He said I don't like what the terms of the agreement are. Like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And so, I mean, I don't think he'll have a problem making money.
Well, see, and look here, man. Let me tell you something. And I'm not saying that's not the case, but one of the reasons why the industry is so terrible nowadays is because they do little shit like that. Okay,
Like what?
like say they will. Okay, let's say Little Nas X.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say who else? It's called a rollout. It's a marketing rollout. I'm not saying this is, but it's very common for somebody to just come up out of nowhere.
That would be a crazy plot twist. He's an industry plant.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? You create the story around it, and he turned down $8 million, and they get the money on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be some crazy.
Let me tell you something though. If I had to put my money on it, I would guarantee. I could be 100% wrong, but things don't go viral; they get pushed. That's what I learned so far. You know what I'm saying? That things get pushed, though. You know what I'm saying? And again, that could be totally the case, but it's a lot of cases. A lot of the artists, man, that they already signed to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the label comes up with this strategy of how they gonna push it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there was definitely a label that was pushing it, but it was small. Like it wasn't. It was just some little one in West Virginia. It wasn't like anything major. So it was definitely like he had someone go and produce it. But he did a 3.5 hour long interview with Joe Rogan where he talked about the whole entire thing and broke it down of how it happened. And but they said that they were expecting to get they're like, we might get 300,000 views on this. They're like, because they were like, based off of our market expertise, we think it'll get 300,000 views. And it got it was once the first person heard it, people were texting each other, yo, did you hear this new song? And then so it just kind of went, it's good if people are texting someone about it as opposed to just sharing it.
Yeah. I still I'm just saying from what I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, hey, that's dope if he did that.
So have you ever looked into YouTube and as far as creators outside of music videos and seeing what they're doing with that? Are you familiar with Mr.Beast at all?
No.
You're not familiar with Mr.Beast? No. You got to check out Mr.Beast. So Mr.Beast, he's been doing it for probably he's younger than me. I think he's 23 years old. He got offered $1 billion for his channel and turned it down. His last 10 his last 10 videos have each got over 100 million views. He is rolling in money from YouTube. He is the #1 creator. He gets more views than the Super Bowl on every single video. Do? So he started off doing gaming videos. So he would just play games and talk. And then he started off just making goofy videos with his friends. And they were kind of goofy, and so he doing it over the years, and his only goal was just to make better videos. He is by far the #1 creator on YouTube by a long shot, and there's a whole genre of people copying him. So then he started doing challenge videos. He would draw a circle and say the last person to leave gets $50 or something, you know. And then so they would make a video about it, and then he started making a little bit of money, and so his first brand deal that he got, he was $10,000. The brand offered him $5,000 to do because they're like, hey, you're getting some good views in your video. Let's do a brand deal. We'll sponsor the video. We'll give you $5,000. And he said, I need 10. And they were like, what 10? That's a lot. He said, well, trust me. He said, I know the video will get more views than you want. He said, I'm gonna give it all away anyways. And they're like, what? He said, watch. He said, the title of the video is gonna be, I gave my $10,000 brand deal to a homeless guy. Damn. So he takes the $10,000, walks out, goes looks for a homeless guy and just gives the guy 10 grand. The video blows up.
Facts. And he got his money back.
Yeah. And then so he kept reinvesting in his videos. He'll spend $4 or $5 million on a video now. So he'll do his stuff now is global. One of the last ones he did was every country in the world competes for $500,000. And so he has one person from every single country in the world. They do archery, a race, and all different types of challenges, fencing. The one was ages 1 through 100 compete for $500,000 where he has a huge stage built up where there's little glass boxes where everybody has a bed and a TV and the last person to leave their box. You can just get up and leave whenever you want, but some of the people stay in there for weeks. The last person to leave gets $500,000 and they'll throw little challenges out, but it is insane. He's got the YouTube, the algorithm down to a science of how do your title need to be? Because I think one of the things is people's attention span are getting so short.
Yeah.
And so if you ever watch one of his videos, it's kind of like startling at first because you can definitely tell it's built for kids. It's like sensation, sensation, sensation in your face. It's like very bling bling, very fast. Like he just kind of yells like it's extremely high energy. It's like very, but it's eye catching, and they don't waste one frame. Like he says, if one frame is not interesting, they cut it out. Like they go down to the very like oh, that frame, that's one frame too much. Cut that out. And so they have it down to a science where it's like, and it's making the YouTube go faster and faster.
Nice.
But then they're starting to have like a counter reformation to that, where some people are like, it's too fast. So there are some people who are doing real slow cinematic stuff, and it's like the YouTube new wave. I've been really getting into like trying to learn about YouTube because I wanted to make videos about vlogging or just just artistic stuff. Just make a video about a concept, tell a story.
Yeah.
And I definitely recommend at least checking out, if not his videos, just his interviews, because he breaks it down, and there's a lot of cool shit in Mr. Beast.
I'm on it. I gotta check that out.
Mr.Beast.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get my YouTube channel popping too, man. So
he's the fucking man. I mean, hundreds of millions of views. I mean, he probably think of how much so the Super Bowl, you get paid $7 million. You pay $7 million for a 30-second spot. Imagine what it is if Tom Brady at the Super Bowl or whoever the star is, in the middle of the game, looks at the camera. Before I throw this touchdown pass, let me tell you about Shopify. How much that means to the viewer if you're hearing that from your hero. So if he's getting the same views as the Super Bowl, who knows what those numbers are and his brand deals are. Yeah. He did one where he went to Antarctica, and he said if you climb a mountain that's never been climbed before, you get to claim it. And he had Shopify sponsor it. He climbs to the top of the mountain and puts a Shopify flag there. Who knows how much money he made?
Jeez.
But a lot.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder if people if their music videos are starting off too slow? Like, do you ever wonder how do you get it to be exciting from the beginning? What if the song is a slow song? How do you get the viewer hooked?
I make sure I do heavy effects in the beginning, most definitely. I'll try to do I'll start off with a cinematic sound effect, or just try to put some of the dopest shots in the front. You know what I'm saying? That's normally how I know that first 30 seconds is very important. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do.
So you could see the watch time.
Well, I hand over the video, so I don't really watch the analytics of the artist's
You can only see the ones on your channel.
Yeah. I mean, to my knowledge, but I can tell when I post on Instagram. When I post a trailer on Instagram, the reaction from the people. You know what I'm saying? How they get a lot of comments. Like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So is it mostly the trap music that hits on your channel, or have you had videos outside of that genre that have picked up before too?
Oh yeah. Just whatever's dope, man. I did the R&B joint. Adrian Michaels, his joint was dope, and everybody loved it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good feedback on it.
It's just so I guess the number one thing is just high quality.
The quality. I think the music definitely means a lot. The sound, the music.
Can you take a bad song and make a good music video? If anyone could, Mr. Topflyght could.
I like to believe that I have. You know what I'm saying? I like to believe that I have. It's more of a challenge. Because what I realize is music. It's subjective. What might be trash to me might be the best thing to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, especially nowadays. I don't know. Somebody might like something that I might not like.
Yeah, there's some weird subgenres that have like 10 loyal fans that swear it's good.
Yeah.
And that shit hurts my ears, but you know what? I mean, whenever, because I did 2 music videos with you, and I'm well aware that I'm no musical genius, but I'm much more of a visual thinker. But I enjoy music though. I like, it's just a good creative exercise. I really enjoy it. But whenever, the first one, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Whenever that second one came back to me, and no one's even really seen it, but I was so amazed with what you had done, with what we had given you. It blew my mind. I was like, whoa, Marley, check this out. Come back and watch that shit again.
Yeah, I take pride in just utilizing, making something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I look around and say, all right, what can we do? And with the effects that helps too. You know what I'm saying? You can add special effects on there. So yeah, man.
Yeah, there was one part where I was like, I was doing something like making a hand gesture to Marley, and I was back behind like this frosted glass where there was like all sorts of like I guess condensation on it.
Yeah.
And you took that part. I didn't even know you were rolling. You took that little part where I did that, and you put it at the beginning, making it look like I was waving back behind the glass.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, God damn, that's good. I can't believe he caught that moment and then knew somehow to put it in. And then the way this, like whenever you had the cityscape, and you flipped it upside down, and you made it kind of like collapse in on itself, almost like a cubist painting or something, like a Picasso. I was like,
Oh yeah.
this is magic. It's amazing.
Yeah, man. Hey, just try to make it interesting, man. Try to make it, different. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Hey.
So, what's your goals for the future with your music videos, just in life in general?
The near future, I'm working on this YouTube. I've been doing little videos here and there, just talking head stuff, going live for right now, just little hot topic type of things. You know what I'm saying? So,
You were doing one. I saw you on one today, right?
yeah, I did one a day. Yep, sure enough. I'm just trying to fill it out. And just see what my lane is. It's a lot of things I could do, man. So the YouTube is definitely one. I would like to. I've been saying this for a while now, but I want to get this movie going. I want to start this movie thing. I want to do a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's called What Happened to Our... I don't know why I'm saying the title. Somebody will steal it. It's called What Happened to Our Town.
Well, they have record that you said it first, so it's copyrighted now.
Yeah, it's called What Happened to Our Town. And it's kind of modeled after small towns, but preferably, more specifically this time. It gave you the inspiration, you know what I'm saying? To say,
So, is it going to be a documentary style?
I wanted to do a documentary called What Happened to Our Town because, during the pandemic, epidemic, and for a while when a lot of crime was going on out here, that's the question that I kept seeing people comment, what happened to our town? People want to know what happened to their town, dog, so we need to tell them what happened to their town. We kind of touched on, matter of fact, it was clips from Triller's video, Coming on Patrol, that I was using for a documentary. I just ended up using it for that video. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you go back to that and see that, it's really people talking. I'm asking them, hey, is it the prisons? And they're like, no, it's not the prison. Well, it is the prison. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? Because everybody says it's the prisons. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think it was?
From what I've gathered, my knowledge, from what I've seen, and what I've talked to people about when the jobs left. You know what I'm saying?
No industry.
Yeah, when the jobs left. When I first moved here, man, I looked around. I said, there's a lot of mental illness here. Just from riding down the street, I could see people on the corner, people walking and just going to the agencies that I was going to. So yeah, it's impoverished in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? It's real life poverty going on. So whenever you got that, the jobs left, it's poverty here. That's what the fuck happened, dog. It's in poverty, then comes drugs and mental health issues, and because a lot of people, they just blame, it's the guys from Baltimore, it's the guys from New York, it's the guys from DC. They did this. That's what some people will tell you. And I just think it's more to the story than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of contributing factors.
Oh yeah.
One of the contributing factors that I've noticed that I think could give that when we were talking about optimism for this is that a lot of old people owned these buildings that weren't doing nothing with them.
Man, yeah.
And they're empty.
Yep.
And it's amazing architecture. Beautiful. They don't make buildings like that anymore, but they're just sitting there empty, unused. They just bought the Rosenbaum. They bought the McMillan building. The Peskins is up for sale. They got some buildings up for sale that whenever people come in and buy those, new investors come in, new restaurants, new hotels, new apartments, a strip club maybe, like some new things, some new businesses.
You said it, brother. Optimism. I remember we brought the Yin Yang twins out here, and people were actually saying, they were like, why would they come here? And I'm like, dog, the self-esteem of the town is so low. Why would this group come perform for you? Like, the self-esteem is so low around here. It's like you don't feel worthy that somebody can come and put on a show for you. That was strange, dog. It really gave me a lot of insight. Because that was a hell of a question to ask.
That really is.
Why would they come in here like, no, why are you asking that question? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, it's hard because, especially, maybe you could tell me how long it took you to build up confidence after you started becoming clean. But I know for me that I felt like a loser, and I felt like I didn't have anything to show. And it wasn't until, I mean, honestly, it wasn't until recently, like the past, really the past 3 years, whenever I actually started, like, oh, I don't have to ask for help anymore with, I mean, I don't mean like I don't have, like, I mean, my dad came and helped me build all this. I have people in my life that help me out, but I can pay my own bills. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, that gave me confidence. Mm-hmm. What was it that gave you confidence, or did you have a problem with confidence whenever you were getting clean?
Yeah, one of the contributing factors was low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? It was low self-esteem in my life, and that's one reason I took to using so much. But what helped me was small shit. I never completed anything in my life, man. So when I got here, I completed a couple programs. I completed this, that, and the third. And I got a job. I crawled into society. So it was like the little small wins helped me get that self-esteem that I never had. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no self-esteem. It was so low. But and then being in a fellowship, man, being around like-minded people that spoke life into me. You know what I'm saying? So all those things put together is what helped me get to a point, seeing that I could actually achieve something.
Yeah. I think focusing on those small wins is so important.
Yeah.
Even for some people, maybe it's I made my bed this morning.
Hey,
you know?
Nah, real shit, man. That's real, yeah.
But then after that becomes regular, then maybe it's I made my bed and went on a jog this morning, or whatever that could be for the individual.
Yeah.
But having those small wins and building up, because then those small wins, they start to build. Eventually, it becomes a habit, and then I think that's what makes a winner. Then you just gotta, like you said, grind before you shine.
Yeah, it contributes to the way you think, the way you view things, man. That instead of I can't do it now, I can. You know, somebody told me can't means won't. That sticks with me. You know, when I say I can't, what I'm saying is I won't, because I absolutely can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell my son that all the time.
Yeah, there's a big difference between I can't do that or I don't know yet, but I'll find a way.
Yeah.
Because we're creative. Human beings are born with creativity. We're born with creativity and imagination and a great memory. And sometimes that haunts people because they don't know how to use it. And so they'll remember all these bad things and their mind will run crazy. It'll start to create all these problems.
Oh, man.
But it could be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy, depending on how how your mindset is.
Hey, man, dealing with this YouTube, I learned a new term, the paralysis of analysis. You know what I'm saying? So I almost fell victim to it. I had the studio built in my basement, and now I'm like, okay, now it's time to do videos, and now I'm like suffering from the paralysis of analysis. Almost suffer from it. Like, what am I talking about? No, just do it, dog.
Yeah.
Just get started. I don't care if the video's trash. Just do it. Get in the habit of doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then it just becomes second nature, and it's just become and then it's not until you do it every day that you can start to notice the subtleties. Like, for example, one of the things is like drawing. Like, a lot of people never do their homework to learn how to draw a figure. And so, I mean, I had to take every single anatomy class I could get my hands on, every single perspective course. I had to try to figure out every body part. What is the actual shape? What if you shine a light here or move it over there? How does the shadow affect the form? I did that, and it was a lot of it was brutal. It was boring. Someone was just like, I'm just doing these drills over and over again. I don't know if it ever work. My figures still don't look good. Now I could draw people with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back.
Facts.
And it's because of that, like just worrying about, oh, that didn't look good. That didn't look good. Oh, I might not ever figure it out. It's like, I know I'm gonna figure it out.
Oh,
yeah. And then eventually it's like, man, wait, damn, it got good now. I know how to do it. I could pose them however I want and do it, and just I understand. But that won't ever happen if you don't get past that original fear of I don't know how, and I don't know if I ever will how. Because a lot of it you just figure out by doing.
Yeah, and it'll just be another thought that you had, another great idea that you let go by.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We started a podcast over here. And one day I'm talking to somebody like, I'm just gonna do it. The next day I went and put it in motion. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, I'm tired of thinking about it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of obsessing over it. We're gonna start this thing.
Yeah.
Man, hey.
I have a policy for my business where it's like, I don't try to let any good ideas go to waste. Like if ideas, sometimes if you have too much to do and you can't get all the ideas done, you have to put some aside. There's a human being can only do so much.
Right.
But if it's an idea that's really just I got an itch, I got to do this idea, like don't let that go to waste. Someone else might do that, and then you said, damn, that could have been me who made that song and got that. That could have been me who got that deal, whatever it could be.
It's happened. It's definitely happened, man. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to see your idea or something you could have done go to waste, man.
Yeah.
Man. Matter of fact, I told Trilla, man, after after Yin Yang Twin, I said, dog, I want to bring Vanilla Ice out here. It's weird as hell.
What makes you want to bring Vanilla Ice out here, bro?
I said, because I knew it was going to win.
Did he come out?
A year later, I'm online. A year later, I'm online, and I see Vanilla Ice and Coolio coming out. I'm like kicking myself in the ass. And they sold out both nights.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? So you gotta jump on opportunity, jump on the ideas.
That's what I do with walls now. I see a wall, I'm like, I want that wall. You know, that wall's empty.
Yeah.
And I'll be pissed if I'll see someone put some garbage up there. I'll be happy if someone does something beautiful. That'll inspire me. But if someone puts some bullshit up there and I gotta look at it every day and know that I could have done something better, I love seeing great art. It inspires me.
Yeah.
But if I see trash art, that pisses me off because I knew that I could have done something there and put it and made it better. But somehow I wasn't there. I wasn't looking in that place. Like I'm like, man, I gotta be looking. I gotta keep my eye out.
Yeah.
So, where's good places for people to follow you online? What's some places? YouTube, Facebook.
I'm on Instagram a whole lot. TOPFLY GHT_official. Topflyght _official. That's Instagram. And then YouTube, Topflyght TV. Yeah, so those is what I'm really rocking with right now.
Topflyght TV. You got any interesting projects coming up?
I do. I have not really of mine, but of some clients, some bookings that I have this month. Some cool stuff we got going on. But other than that, I'm just brainstorming. I got a list of topics I want to talk about. I want to do some documentary stuff, make some cool videos. More will be revealed. You know
So that'll come out on Topflyght TV?
Topflyght TV, yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jerris, hey, I appreciate you coming out today, man. It's
Appreciate
been a good
you, bro.
conversation. I always learn a lot talking to you, and I'm looking forward to see the next music videos you come out with too, because they're always great.
My man, I appreciate it, bro.
Hell yeah.